Alright, so this is so dope. I love rooms like this because I can literally see every face in front of me right now. I love you guys so much, don't even understand. So, I thought I was done with the album, with the definition. There was no records where I was rapping on it. So, I had this dope beat laying around where the drums were really crazy. The drums were ridiculous. I was all about them. So I hit up my homie. First of all, make some noise for my band one time. So a lot of these guys that I went to college with all of these guys, and we used to joke around back in the dorm room and be like, yo, if one of us gets on and one day we travel and get to do shows and stuff, we'll bring each other on and whatever. And this is happening right now. So make some noise for these guys. Wu-Tang raised me. What? That can't change me. You should go and ask Rihanna if the pay game's crazy. My artistry is everything. That's my baby. But when it comes to publishing it, don't be
Should I do my rapper intro?
Good. It's up to you.
What's going on? It's your boy Sermon, the sermonsonmain.com. You already know what it is. I'm here back with another classic interview that we haven't even started yet, but I'm confident. Jon Bellion, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
Yeah, so you described the definition as J Dilla made, scored a Pixar movie.
Yep.
So was this like your vision before you started making these songs, or did the artistic direction come during the process?
I've always had colorful music. It's always been bright, like very pop chord structures with very movie drums and very digestible lyrics. So I love Pixar movies my whole life. So the older I got, the more I watched them. It's weird because you'd think you'd watch them as a kid, it would switch, but I love them more than I ever have. So as I was working and started working on the definition, I was really deep in watching Finding Nemo and how it was made and the documentaries and all that stuff. So, and I'm a Dilla head. It's mainly really because of my homie Marlon. Back in college, he showed me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I used to just listen to a lot of Dilla stuff, but then watch Pixar movies all the time. So then when I was in the studio, I used to have even Pixar movies in the big studios when I was working on records. I'd have Pixar movies running while I was working on my drums and stuff. It's always a reminder to keep it digestible, that even young kids can understand it, but older people can appreciate the musicality and stuff like that. Yeah.
So what is your favorite Pixar movie?
Favorite Pixar movie? It's between either Finding Nemo or The Incredibles. I think those are, The Incredibles and Finding Nemo are like the most genius storylines. And the fact that kids are so enamored by it, but adults have no problem going to the movie theater, that's why they make trillions of dollars. That's why they're classic movies. They break the box office. So if I could apply that to music, have records where adults are saying, wow, I appreciate the landscape of this, the color scheme, the whole nine, but kids are saying, oh wow, like pretty drums and colors, but I'll hit a home run. So that's usually what the goal is.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. So when it comes to your own music, you don't work with many people. Is this like a trend you're gonna do for your whole career?
No. I have people I want to work with, but I'm usually just too scared to ask them. Like I'd be crushed if like one of my heroes, I was like, yo, do you want to do a record? And they were just like straight up, no, I don't. You know what I mean? Because there's been people who hit me up who I'm not necessarily like the biggest fans of in the world. So if it was like, yo, let me give you a beat, sometimes I have to be like, right now I'm not going in that direction. Or so if I was to hit up like, I don't know, Ben Gibbard and be like, yo, would you want to hop on a record or whatever, I get a little scared. So hopefully if my career gets bigger and they find me on their own and they hear about me and I hear through the grapevine like, yo, so-and-so thinks you're dope or whatever, then I might reach out just because I'm scared, basically.
Who else would you like to work with?
Like Band of Horses, Paul Simon, Phil Collins, Method Man, Method Man really bad.
Kind of a random choice.
Yeah. Because if you listen to my drums, if you took out the pop chords and just had my drums there, and then put minor chords over it, or had, strings and heavy and everything minor, they could be rap beats. I'm just choosing to take them in a digestible middle of the stream, direction. So if there was to be a rapper who'd be like, yo, I mess with his pockets and his drums, I'd work with him in a second. It's just a matter of making the connections and whatever.
Right. So with 3 projects under your belt already, is it safe to assume that the next body of work will be your debut album?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I've done what I've wanted to do for free. I feel like I've accomplished and musically said what I've had to say. So I feel like the next one will definitely be singles, going to radio, and all that good stuff.
Have you figured out like a cool, unique way to describe the sound of the album yet?
The next album?
Yeah, the debut album.
I don't want to say too much. I can say that this album is a lot different. First 3 albums were 100% me. There was no co-production by anybody besides Chris Stefano, country producer on Carrier Throne, that I did in France. But this next album, I'm bringing in a lot of people, and it's not just a song and everything being made all at once. Like, I plan on spending 6 days on drums, sitting with the drums, fleshing them out, making sure the drums are right for a week, and then moving on to the lyrical aspect of it. So it's going to just be deeper, grander, and better than the definition. Every album needs to be better than the last one.
Yeah, that's true. Do you plan on like co-producing every record, or you're just bringing in
I'm
different
not.
producers?
No, I'm not. We do the behind the scenes, and it is a great, it's a great, cool. Look at me, I do everything. But that's not the. That'll never be my downfall. Like, I'll never pull a. No, you can't help me or produce most of the record because I need to have the shine. Like, it's about the product. And if the music's good and somebody sends me a dope beat, I'm not gonna say I didn't make it. I'm not gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I like my production. But this next album is gonna be in sourcing and making the best product you possibly can have.
Right. Okay. So on Human, you kind of left us in suspense. You said,
oh man,
the love part. So I gotta ask, did Lauren ever call?
Lauren never called. You know what happened? Fast forward, I have a beautiful, amazing girlfriend right now who's much better than I guess Lauren could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny how, you think at one point, you say, God, why is she not calling? This is messed up. I really want this relationship. And then you fast forward 2 years and you're with somebody different and they're amazing and I'm happy. So that's what it is.
That's good. Very good. So what do you think about love?
In general?
In general.
Most important thing on the planet, man. God is love. So, the only way change or positive change can happen in the world is people selflessly loving other people. And that means going out of their way, even if they treat them badly, to be kind and to provide for other people. If that happens, a lot of things will change in this world. So I think love is a very important thing, for sure.
A lot of people have said, that Jon Bellion is a future music, that should be like a visionary on the level of, someone like Kanye one day. Yeah. How does it feel when you hear that? Does it put like weight on your shoulders at all?
You know what it is? I hear those things and I appreciate them, but my music doesn't. Now we get all philosophical. My music doesn't define me. Like, my musical success does not equal who I am. If my album flops and I make a terrible album, or I make one of the best albums that end all albums, I make something that the Beatles couldn't have made. Oh my God! At the end of the day, I'm not putting my faith or my happiness in the success of my music. Therefore, I'm not putting my faith or my happiness in the failure of my music. So when people tell me those things, it's in one ear and out the other. I'm a child of God. My family loves me. I have great friends. I'm financially stable, and and money doesn't really matter at all. I don't even know why I just said that, but honest to God, like, I'm a child of God, and He loves me, so I feel loved. So whether the public likes me or likes what I'm doing musically or whatever, it's a concern of mine, because sales equal popularity, which equal a great income, which equal a fancy schmancy house. But at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't think I'm a genius, that's okay, and if somebody thinks I'm a genius, that's okay. Either way, I'm not really fazed by any of it.
For 24 hours, it can only watch one TV show. What is that show?
One TV show.
Yep.
That's such a hard question. Oh man. Right now, honestly, it would be Soul Eater. I've been watching a ton of like Japanese. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, but I've seen it so many times that it's like if I had to watch it the rest of my life right now, Soul Eater would be such a sick series, such a sick anime series. So I've been watching that. Yeah. Or you know what? Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
I could watch Hey Arnold every day on repeat for the rest of my life.
I like that idea. Yeah. Okay, what is one non-music related thing you can't live without?
Non-music related thing I can't live without. Non-music related thing I can't live without. Well, yes, it's kind of like coaching me from the sidelines. One music thing I can't live without. I mean, obviously, God. You can't do it without Him. You can't do it without His guidance. But besides that, Super Smash Brothers. I think without Super Smash Brothers on this tour, all 12, 13 of us would legitimately lose our minds. So it's been a lot of Nintendo 64s, man.
You guys are playing in the van, or?
Oh yeah, got a TV in the van.
Nice.
Just 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day.
Right, okay. It's your boy Sermon, thesermonsonmain.com. John, thank you for the interview, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yes.
All right.